So it is moving day today. Today we're actually going to move this shadow hunter here. It's an elevated blind that I've had for 5, maybe 6 years now. It's in a great spot. Go ahead and take a look. We've got a nice food plot here. It's really a good location, you know, on the river, good pinch point. But the problem is I rarely actually hunt this little property. Got some issues with the neighbors over there. They're pretty anti-hunting and they're constantly over here doing stuff and just, you know, make it pretty tough to keep big whitetails on this property. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it. Thing is still rock solid, has never moved an inch. We've had it here like at least 5, maybe 6 years now. You know, it has been a great unit. I mean, I've not used it a whole lot, but you know, it doesn't leak. We've never had a minute's problem out of it. So when I started developing this new spot, you know, it seemed just like a shoe-in. You know, I've got this blind I'm not using too much. It's a great blind. It's going to do great for us in this new situation. It's a long, skinny corridor with a new food plot that we're putting in. And I'm hoping to do some self-filming and even have John here film a few hunts too. And with this blind, it's going to be so much easier to have a second person or even just a tripod in there with you when you're trying to hunt compared to doing it in a tree stand. I love tree stands, but these things are pretty nice. So hopefully we get this moved today and we'll document all the stages of the move. Stay tuned and we'll see if we can get this thing a couple miles down the road. I'm gonna try to loosen those up and see if I can get those out of there. If we can get the spikes out, that's what's holding us up. They're down at an angle and we're really getting a pretty good bite. So, you know, this thing obviously never moved in the, 5, 6 years that I've had it here. But I didn't leave a loop or a ring if I would do them again. I'm definitely gonna leave some meat sticking out or weld something on there where I can hook onto it with the tractor or the forklift here and pull it right out. The main reason we're using this forklift instead of the tractor is the tractor only lifts about 9.5 feet at the max, and this thing is right at 10. So we were just a few inches short, and I wanted the extra power that we have with this forklift. So hopefully we get these loose here and we should be able to get this thing off the ground and on the truck. No, I think this is a step in the right direction, and I'm glad we're doing this today because with the rains coming, if we didn't get this done today, it's already wet back there. You know, it's going to be wet when we get there. A couple more rains and it could put us out for weeks, you know. And we do not have weeks. I mean, it's already in August, and I like to be out of the woods by September 1st. I feel like if you're in the woods in September, you're messing up. You know, you're breaking up their summer patterns. You know, the only time I go in there is to try to check a trail camera, and that's it. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. Here we are. I figure the blind's here, I'm here, I've got a forklift, we're gonna do it. Or we're at least gonna try. Now this is gonna be our first out to go over this nice little branch we've got here. Right there?
Yep.
We're going down. Center, if you want the center.
Yeah, I think we
But this is the perfect window right here.
Yeah, I think you only got 3 small windows, you might as well have them open.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if I can get the ladder in.
Yeah, we need to get the ladder in there. This is going to be a good setup. And I don't think they're going to see it. I feel like it's pretty concealed, especially for being brand new.
Not to mention, after a week here, nobody's even going to look.
Yep. No, I'd say, you know, just a little bit of time and effort goes a long way into blind placement, tree stand placement, food plot placement, most anything when it comes to deer hunting. And the more time and effort you put into it, the more successful you're going to be. So I'm glad we did this today and looking forward to sitting in this guy in the fall. This room here.
You need to step over inside.
Oh.
Want me to hold your shaft?
Well, if you would like to. I'm not sure this is the best time for you to be holding my shaft. Could be dangerous. You know, I've never driven anything at an angle like this. It's not, and I'm gonna leave some out this time. That way I can yank it out instead of having to yank it out with a forklift and ruin all the posts. Here we go. On to the next one. Pole saw is my favorite for this type of work. You can get right in there. It's aggressive enough to, you know, cut something up to a few inches. And especially when you're cutting stuff on the ground, a chainsaw, you know, it's pretty labor intensive because you're always bent over trying to cut it off right at the ground. I don't like having small stumps when I'm trying to get it into my stand there. That's what trips you up and causes you to make a mistake, fall, or something worse. And I feel like we have a natural path going right by here, so this is going to be a shoe-in. You know, to be honest with you, we may actually cut out a new path going through some of the thicker stuff. And it seems like the deer are using this path, and I don't want to start using that as our travel in and out because they're going to smell us when we come to the blind. So we may establish a new path kind of at a more direct angle with better access. Well, I think we're ready for the ladder. Yep, should do it. Okay. Okay. So get that one started. Get this other one. That's tight.
Got them top 2.
Should be sturdy.
The keys are in the truck, but I brought them. I locked it back when I
Okay.
moved it.
I'll go grab them.
Other than that, I think we're good. post.
Yep. All right, well, we're finally in the blind, got it set up. We got a little trimming to do and just a little bit of what I call fine-tune work, just getting a few branches and the access path, of course. But it's set, it's where it's gonna be. It's definitely secured to the ground. We've got the ladder set up, got the platform set up. It's in a pretty good spot. If you wanna take a look, I know there's a few things in the plot right now, but this is gonna be a new plot this year with a new, I'm gonna say, proprietary blend that is not out on the market yet. We can't really tell you what's in it, but let's just say it's gonna draw them in. This area in the front, we gotta do a little trimming, but I wanna be very selective. I wanna leave most of it, you know, intact. Just trim the few branches that we need so we get a good shot out the front. And then to the southeast here, that's the direction, you know, a lot of you are going to be coming from the river, especially if we're sitting here in the afternoons. That'll be an early season spot. We're going to come right up this fence row from the river, either in front of us, or we do, you know, have a chance to get behind and clear out a lane. So, you know, in this particular spot, it's going to be pretty hard for them to get by us without walking by one of these windows and giving us an opportunity to take a shot. So, pretty excited about this particular spot. I've always wanted to hunt here. I've just never had the opportunity, and this is going to be the first year in this little corner, and I'm hoping for good things. Action. Well, our new plot and blind setup is nearing completion here. You know, we're about ready to seed it with the new Varamax, a little 4-foot Varamax. We've got fertilizer out. We've worked the ground. We've removed unwanted vegetation and trees and shrubs. We got the Shadow Hunter set. You know, it's in a perfect spot. It's got plenty of cover here. We've got clear shooting lanes, you know, to both directions and back into the woods. And this is a natural funnel. Those deer should come right through, either behind us when we can get them in the woods, or right in front on this food plot. It's been a lot of work, and it's, you know, not 100 out here, but it's definitely in the 90s. It's been like that for about a week now. So it's been kind of tough to get this done, but I'm glad we did it. I think it's all going to work out in the end. I'm also excited about the new blend. I can't really talk to you about it, but there's a new seed blend that I'm putting out in this plot, and I'm really excited to see how well it does and see what the deer think about it, of course. Hopefully we'll get this done in the next few minutes and move on to the next one.